Hey there. Welcome or welcome back. I am in my third trimester, so I figured let's chat about some life updates this week. I figure I will start with a reading update because we are in the middle of the Magical Readathon, and then we'll get into some life and pregnancy and just like what's going on type of stuff. So reading update, at the beginning of the month, I got into a romance mindset, which was funny because it was not what I was supposed to be reading. I was supposed to be reading the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and I did get through it, but that was after listening to about 4 Black Dagger Brotherhood books in a week. Like, I think I took the whole week and just zoned into Black Dagger Brotherhood. Once I got the second one in, I just could not convince myself to stop. So I read a bunch of Black Dagger Brotherhood at the beginning of the month, and then I jumped into 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I tried to read it physically, and it just, I think because my brain wasn't there, it just wasn't clicking. So I ended up listening to it on almost 3 times speed, I think. I'm going to save my review for the end of the month. It wasn't my favorite mystery ever. I personally, that was my 5-star read from my sister. I personally didn't give it 5 stars. Not to say that I wasn't surprised by the end, more to say that the whole setup had me a little confused at the beginning. But like I said, I'll save a review probably for maybe the end of the month or another quarter update or type of thing. After that, I have been putting pause on the audiobooks. Actually, that is a lie. I listened to Jennette McCurdy's autobiography, I'm Glad My Mom's Dead, and that took me about a day. And I really, really liked that. I watched her a lot growing up, and so to kind of see the real person behind the screen of Sam was really, really interesting for me. I feel like when you're a kid and you're growing up watching someone who's supposed to be right around your age, you feel like you know them through their character, and this made it very clear that you don't know anything about them. So I enjoyed reading that as well. And then after that, I jumped into The Diviners, and I am physically reading that. I have a copy from the library, and I'm about 90 pages in so far, and I love it still. I love the, 1920s, 1930s Prohibition era language. I love the slang, and I listened to it the first time around, so I can hear it in my head. I can hear the characters' voices and stuff like that. But it's been so many years that I don't actually remember a lot of the significant plot points. So it feels like I'm reading it for almost a 1.5 times, so I'm having a lot of fun with that. And then after that, I am going to jump and listen to Rites of the Starling, the second book in the Shield of Sparrows series. My friend's library just got the audiobook available for her to listen to, so she's starting that. And when she is done, I am going to listen to that one because we both really enjoyed the first one. The other thing that I'm waiting on from the library is the newest Kingdom of the Wicked book. I've had it on hold for 3 months or something like that, and it says that it should be another month. So I'm waiting on that. But so that would be my super quick reading update. I'm trying to pull myself out of that because I've been very overwhelmed, and we have got a lot of stuff coming up. So on that note, we'll move on to the just general life update stuff. I have hit 27 weeks. I am officially in my 3rd trimester. Yay, we did it. I am overstimulated, exhausted, and it's funny because I'm trying not to rush it, being that this is probably going to be my last one, but I'm done. I sleep okay, but for whatever reason, I don't feel rested. I get overstimulated with all of the movement going on, which is also a really good thing. I'm so lucky that my baby is so healthy. And it's overwhelming. It's really hard to explain. But so from this point on, appointments increase in frequency. So in regards to the channel, I'm hoping to keep up with at least, twice a month, once every other week. We will see how I end up feeling about it, just because I know last time I was pregnant, I did drop the channel, which stinks because I have a really fun time doing this and talking and getting my things out, and being able to talk about books is always so fun for me. So I'm hoping to keep up with it, but I'm also not going to force it if it doesn't work. So that being said, my next regular appointment is in 3 weeks, and then after that, they go to every 2 weeks. So coming up in the next month, I've got a cousin's baby shower, I've got my sprinkle, I've got an OB appointment, I have a hematologist appointment, and then 2 weeks after that, I have 2 more OB, one regular OB, one perinatal, and then that goes on for the next 2 weeks, or for 2 weeks, every 2 weeks after that. Plus Mother's Day and Father's Day and my husband's birthday, and then we're due. There's a lot coming up in the next few months, so it's going to be very, very busy. But we're trying to enjoy the slowness of being together. So this weekend we are planning on doing some family photos. We haven't done any like maternity photos, and so that will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I tend to do our own photos. I bring out my tripod and we just wing it. I'm not a photographer by any means, but we do it and they come out okay. Other things generally going on. My daughter and I have started doing like a preschool homeschool program, so that is taking up not like a bunch of our day, but you know, it does take up some mental space at the very least to kind of organize the activities and make sure we're reading the books and picking them up from the library and all that. But we've been having a great time, and this is week 4, and she's been just having so much fun with it and really, really enjoying it. That's the Playing Preschool program is what it's called. Kind of figured that like setting it up beforehand, before we get into having a newborn around, would make it a little bit easier to keep up with. And then if anything, we know that there's something to turn back to where her and I get to connect. Project-wise, which was one of the reasons that I started this, our plants are doing fantastic. My husband has been taking care of a lot of them because I'm, you know, pregnant, but he's been doing great. And my little baby peppers have been hardened off. They are outside. They're actually about to start producing their first little peppers, which I'm super psyched about. We got a bunch of herbs. We have a tomato plant that's just like shooting off right now. We're really enjoying growing our own stuff. The homeschool room has officially been moved. The nursery is officially being started. We have gone through a good bit of our baby stuff already, and I put together a very small registry this time around. I was thinking about doing a video on like what was really necessary for a second one compared to what I included the first time, or even like a recommendations for what to include for your first, bypassing all the BS of like, you don't actually need that. So let me know if that sounds like something that you all would be interested in, because I could totally put something together. Otherwise, we are wanting to paint still. I've got colors picked out. I've got a mural set up for Addie's room. We're just kind of jumping from project to project, so that one hasn't been started yet, but we are getting there. Lastly, I have a couple of video ideas coming up. Hopefully I can get myself organized to the point of feeling like I can film them and that they are quality. With that being said, I'm glad to be able to check in this week. I hope you all had a great Easter holiday, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.